Welcome to another RSR. Tonight I'm reviewing FC Motagua 2, Sporting San Miguelito 0 in the CONCACAF Central American Cup 2023 Group D. FC Motagua 2, Sporting San Miguelito 0 en la Copa Centroamericana de la CONCACAF 2023 Jornada 2, Fase de Grupos. Motagua wins, and they pretty much put themselves and Alajuelense through. There is absolutely barely any way that the other three teams in the group could catch up to those two teams with the games that are left and the fact they still have to play both of them in different combinations. Motagua and Alajuelense are all but through this group. Really, Motagua versus Alajuelense is what decides how the group goes. Who wins the group, who goes second. But Motagua does have a better goal differential because they scored 2 goals today. Ozan scores in the 21st minute, has the ball, takes the run to the top of the box, nutmegs a defender, and puts it into the far post past Jose Guerra to make it 1-0. And that's all that would happen. 1-0 in the first half. Halftime, 1-0. Medio tiempo, 1-0. Motagua. Motagua should have been up 3 or 4-0. 2 or 3-0. They should have been up, and this game should have been over by halftime. Jose Guerra stands on his head. We'll get there. We'll talk more in depth about that. But Ozan gets a goal. Gives Motagua the lead after the first 45. And then they come back in the 60th minute. Ball crossed in. Hit off the crossbar. And the rebound falls to Ozan. He heads it in past Guerra in the 60th minute to make it 2-0. 2-0. Full time. 2-0. 2-0. 2-0 Motagua. 2 good goals. They again should have had more. They were the better team for most of the match. Sporting San Miguelito had some good moments. I'll give them their due. But first off, the stats are as follows. 9 shots to 13, 7 shots on goal to 7, 53% possession to 47% possession, 383 passes to 318 passes, 85% pass accuracy to 91, 15 fouls to 12, 0 offside to 3, 2 yellows to 4, 0 red cards to 0, 5 corners to 10. With that being said, again, Motagua were the more dominant team tonight. They were the better side. They had the better forward play. They should have won by more than 2. Again, Jose Guerra stood on his head to make sure this game didn't get out of hand for Sporting San Miguelito. And they also played very well defensively. Parts of that second half became a defensive chess match, and they really pushed forward. They never gave up, Sporting San Miguelito. Even though Motagua dominated for about 60 minutes, I would say Sporting San Miguelito never gave up. They were never out of the game because of how close it was. I have to give Sporting San Miguelito my respect. They played a tough match of football. They had a good couple of chances. They could have scored a couple of goals and tied this game up and opened up the group a little bit. They didn't. Again, Jose Guerra stood on his head, and I gotta say, him as a goalkeeper, Jose Guerra stands on his head when it really matters the most. Against Toronto in 2019, playing for Kai at BMO Field, he's the reason why Independiente went through, because I think Toronto, if he didn't stand on his head, would have scored enough goals to at least take it to penalties. That tie. I really think so. So, again, Jose Guerra stands on his head. When he played for Universitario in CONCACAF League, he stood on his head for them and gave them a better chance than they really deserved. Here again, stands on his head for Miguelito and gives them a chance better than what they deserve. It's a very interesting dynamic with Jose Guerra. He's a wonderful goalkeeper. I'm surprised he hasn't got a shot outside of the Panamanian League, whether it's in MLS or in Honduras or anywhere. MLS Next Pro, to be fair. He deserves a shot. He does. He's that good of a goalkeeper. He's either just really good at the big moments or he is that good of a goalkeeper. He just stands on his head. He's hard to beat. I would say with all I've seen of him, he just is a head-standing man. He just stands on his head as a keeper. He deserves a shot with a really better team, a bigger team. And I got to give him respect. He's not man of the match because, of course, 2 goals were scored by the same guy. We'll get there. But again, Sporting San Miguelito never gave up. Miguelito fans should be proud. They're not, very likely, not going to go through the group stage because of this result. They're not. They've played 2 already, I think. They got to play Alajuelense. That's tough sledding. They're probably out. And then goal differential probably not help them either. With that being said, Sporting San Miguelito, I thought, no, they only played 1. They have 3 games to play. One of them's against Alajuelense. I guess they could still get out of the group if they won out. Beating Verdez and Olancho, I don't think that's too hard. They could do that. They will definitely. I think they will beat Verdez. Olancho, that might be a harder task, but playing Alajuelense? Yeah, no. I don't think that's a task that Sporting San Miguelito could do. I think even at best, most of their points is 6, which if Alajuelense wins, that's 9, and then they have to play Motagua, which could be 12. But, again, Sporting San Miguelito have been tough. They do have a chance to get out of the group, but even if it's a mathematical possibility, I don't think it's a theoretical possibility, you know? But again, they played very well. They've played tough. They were a tough team to play. Guerra kept them in it, and that's football for you. Motagua were the more dominant team, though. They had the better forward play. They dominated defensively. They had better offensive chances. They put away the 2 goals they needed to. I think they could have scored more. Motagua should have won by more. Again, Guerra stopped that from happening. I think Motagua did sort of play down to them as well at times, which led to the defensive chess match. And I think they wasted some time, but they still won. So does it really matter? I don't know. But with that being said, for me, the man of the match is Yepez Maiha. He scored 2 goals. If he didn't score 2 goals, if it was somebody else who scored 1 and it was still 2-0, it would have been Jose Guerra for me with the way he played, keeping Miguelito in it. But if you score 2 goals, in my book, I think even before a hat trick, a brace, especially a heads-up goal like that and a banger, would give you man of the match, especially if there's nothing really else to say. I mean, most Motagua players didn't really wow me besides Maiha. He scored 2 goals. I think Guerra would have been man of the match had Maiha not scored both goals. He did. So, Maiha scored both goals. He won the game single-handedly pretty much for Motagua on paper. Well, it wouldn't be on paper. In actuality, de jure, I think. That's de jure. De facto, de jure. Is de jure on paper? De facto? Either way, he won. Not on paper. But he won when what really is the situation that set up the win, he won it for them. So, I think that is de facto. De jure's on paper. Either way, Yepez Maiha is the man of the match for me. Or Yepez Maiha is the man of the match for me. That was a pretty good game by him. Motagua gets the win. They get the 3 points. They get to 6 points. Them and Alajuelense are tied on 6. They very likely will both have 9 points in their next matches and face each other to see who wins the group. That's the situation we're in. It's a very mathematical, it still can happen that any of the other 3 teams can overjump one of them. Not both, but over one of them. Theoretically, no. So, theoretically, no. Motagua and Alajuelense should both get out of this group. One of them will play as one of the best runners-up or the seeded for runners-up. One of them will be one of the best 4 group winners. And then whoever wins the group will probably be the first seed with the way things are going. Olympia is getting hit with a CONCACAF League Champions curse. Who knows, right? I mean, they're there. I mean, Saprissa may win their second game, have 6 points as well. But goal differential, they only won 1-0 against Cardenas. We'll see what they do against Jokero tomorrow, which will be live for that. Comunicaciones looks Real España, I mean, Group D. Group C is the group of death. Group B is another one. Group A should be Saprissa, but it'll be interesting to see. With that being said, if you like this video, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribed. Send super chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put it to playlist. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I shall see you tomorrow for a live watch along of both Jokero FC versus Deportivo Saprissa and Dirigen FC versus Comunicaciones FC. In the CONCACAF Central American Cup, I will also be reviewing Dirigen versus Comunicaciones. And then we'll be back for Leagues Cup on Friday. So, no sleep till Sunday. With that being said, I'm Ron and I'm out. Peace. See you later.